Yo, 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 it's your host, AntDaGamer. Welcome to another WWE 2K26 Let's Talk. They have dropped a new gameplay trailer. They're saying it's the first Ringside Report, but it's actually the second because just yesterday they talked about the season pass in a Ringside Report. So here we go. This is the first gameplay that they've done since in a good while. So that's interesting. But it's not too much to it, but it's still kind of interesting to hear Wade Barrett on this promotional. So let's go ahead. We're going to check it out. I'm going to play it out, and then I'm going to discuss it a little bit more and break it down a little bit more. So let's go ahead and check that out. Let me rewind it back a little bit. Here we go.
You won't want to miss out. WWE 2K26 today and step in the ring. Mark the team.
So as it plays back, you see Cody Rhodes has a new attire. That's a good thing. The Inferno match doesn't look that much better in this trailer, but at least they're not showing Kane's mouth opening, even though we don't know if they changed it or not. The Inferno match looks the same. Ray's attire, I do have discussed it. The textures do not look that good, but hopefully it's just the video itself. Maybe it'll look better actually when you play, because I wasn't even satisfied with a lot of the cause of Ray last year. So I'm really hoping his model looks good in game. Right here we get our first look at Ricky Starks. Kind of, you can't see him that well, but he's there. You can see our new referee over here looking like LA Knight. And then we got to look at Trick Williams' new attire and his hair update, which looks pretty good. Another look at Penta throwing him outside the ring. So that's pretty much what that does, but there's more to it than that. If you can see right here, 2K says, from brand new match types to expanded crowd combat, wild new weapon interactions, WWE 2K26 is leveled up in a big way. Dive into the details and read more. So we're gonna read a little bit more here. So there's a lot going on here. I may skim through this a little bit fast here, but because I'm not gonna read it neck for neck like I normally do. So it just talks a little bit about the pre-orders and when you can access it there. Right here it has a breakdown of the new match types that everything you'll see in this particular thing, from match types, gameplay mechanic updates, usable objects, starter match actions, AI settings and customization, new commentary team, and improved presentation. So these are the things they're going to cover on the road to release. So new match types today. Coming up next would be a gameplay mechanic updates. But I feel like, because I did read over this a little bit before we started, just so I can go over it a little bit faster, and they talked about it in here. But anyway, the new match types right here, I think this is just a quick look at what they're going to cover. I think they're going to go deeper after the fact. So right here they talk about the I Quit match. It's long-awaited debut. It's classic 1 versus 1 where victory doesn't come with pin or submission. About saying the words "I quit." They show a nice picture of Eddie Guerrero here, and it looks pretty good. Then they go on to talk about the 3 stages of hell, where players are pit 2 against each other. It doesn't really go that depth with how it works. All 3 stages are user defined though, so players can choose any combination of match types if they want to duke it out. So they talk about the dumpster match, which I still need to know what's the difference between the dumpster match and the casket match. The jet is simple, this 1 versus 1 match. Throw your opponent into the dumpster and slam the lid shut. So it needs to be something different, whether it's props that are available or something. It does. I see the trash in there, the trash bags and stuff. I see Terry Funk in there as well, but it needs to be something more. Then it goes on to talk about the Inferno match coming back. And one of the things that it mentioned is that the ring is surrounded by flames. The more bumps you perform, the hotter the ring becomes. So it works just like it worked when it was previously took out. So you would think that when they added it back in, they would have did something more to it. So hopefully they did more than just bring it back the same way. After taking it out, I feel like anytime you take a match type out, the plan supposed to be to bring it back better than ever. You know, that's just my thought. So gameplay mechanic updates. So they're saying that the gameplay updates are designed to make movement, combat, and momentum feel more organic. It's a regular occurrence where WWE superstars fight around the ring amongst the crowd. This year, invisible barriers and restricted ledges have been reduced, allowing superstars to interact more naturally with the environment and the props. Bumps and collisions will feel heavier this year as, you know, with a few updates to the combat physics. Superstars more naturally fall off elevated surfaces and interact more realistic with uneven objects such as steel steps, announce tables, for example. Landing your opponent on a grounded prop like a chair or title bat, especially the new thumbtacks, will trigger more damaging reaction and increased chance of blood. So you can see Dragon Lee here has a new attire. Drop in Ray Phoenix, so that's pretty cool. Keep your eyes peeled during championship matches as well. You'll notice a championship top of pedestal ringside you can grab and use a weapon against your opponent. You know, I don't think they do this every championship now, but maybe match now still, but it's cool to have it in the game this year. I like cool things like that, just even if it's not currently done in every single match, but it might be done in every single match. I need to pay more attention. But I like that. It's a little glitchy right now. I'm not sure why it's going so slow. I think it's just the way the thing is loading right now on the website. It's not my connection, trust that. But yeah, that's pretty cool to see CM Punk be able to grab that. It doesn't stop at ringside either. Crowd combat has expanded to more match types with revamped action to the crowd, allowing more freedom and more possibilities for mayhem. Superstars can now battle out on top of the barricade using strikes and grapples, setting up more options for barricade dives. So you can grapple on the barricade now, so that's cool. So strikes, so you can get up there, two people, and battle it out. Reversal revamps are also getting an update this year, which rebalances the flow of offense and defense, particularly at higher skill levels. Successful offense now carries greater weight, while stamina plays a more meaningful role in determining when a superstar can fight back. So your stamina will determine how successful your blocks are. So I guess if you're just blocking well, the more you block, you know, the more your stamina increases. Clear feedback helps players better understand reversal windows and stamina effects, rewarding strategy and resource management throughout the match. So I think it's gonna work a little bit better than it did last time. I don't think there's any like reversal like bars, but it looks like the window and your stamina will be connected. So that's gonna be cool to see, and I'm glad they actually did it, to be honest, because one of the most irritating things about WWE games is the reversal system, and it's been that way to me even in WWE 2K19. Because me and my son, I mean, like, we'll go back and forth just blocking, right? And you know, and they'll do that stiff movement. We're just good with it, and it needed to slow down. So we kind of liked it when it was like you couldn't do it with so much, but it was still kind of restrictive and it just kind of badly done. But hopefully they got it done pretty well now. So new usable objects. The most memorable moments come from pure mayhem. WWE 2K26 expands the arsenal available to players. The shopping cart debuts as a fully interactive weapon in Brawl environments, open the door to entirely new forms of punishment. Opponents can be dragged into the cart, whipped into it, stuck with weapons while trapped inside. Wow, that's good. And pushed around the environment. Do your best to channel Stone Cold Steve Austin, tossing Booker into you in one of those. So you can see right here, they got a picture of Stone Cold. I wish they would have showed a little bit more, but I wanted to see him like bump somebody in it. We've seen this picture already, Roman and Braun, but let's see. But they're talking about tables, but they show that, but the thumbtacks, what? Tables can now be stacked, letting players pile two tables on top of each other before driving an opponent through both for devastating damage. Also, a part of the update to combat physics, you'll notice that characters will now react to slams and collisions with tables, ladders, chairs, and steel steps, which we mentioned earlier when they were talking about the other stuff. Starter match actions. Matches in WWE are more about more than just what happens during the fight. They're also about the moments leading up to it. We're introducing starter match action system this year that offers additional storytelling from the opening bell. It was in back in the day, SmackDown versus Raw games. It's back now. I kind of like the way it looks though. It looks pretty good. It's something I feel like they should have never took out. Hopefully they added a little something different to it, but it looks very similar to before. And that's cool. All right, superstars can set the tone of the match before it even starts with a variety of options. Play to the crowd, offer handshake, engage in chain wrestling, trade blows, launch a surprise attack. Get the jump on your opponent and control the narrative of the match and opening scenes. So we have more AI settings and customizations. And, you know, they introduced this last year. A lot of people may not know this or remember they did this, where you could control like how often things happen. So, but the AI behavior has received a major upgrade, giving players more control over how superstars perform in the ring. Let me get some drink because my mouth is dry. These read-alongs, baby. These read-alongs. All right. The new AI sequence systems allow players to define system move chains that AI superstars will attempt to execute during a match, create and edit and create a moveset. These sequences influence AI strategy and attack selection, making matches feel more deliberate and authentic. Additionally, AI superstars will now display more natural reaction and animation between actions they perform during a match. So, you know, I always set mine up, and I had planned last year to do videos showcasing how to set superstars up a certain way, but I never got around to it really. I do apologize for that. Maybe I have time this year. New commentary team and improved presentations. You can see right here, this is a 4-man announce table, which is crazy. It's going down. 4-man announce table. It gets even deeper in WWE 2K than it does in the WWE now. So commentary is critical when tuning into a WWE match. Its iteration of WWE 2K26 introduced a refreshed commentary team featuring Michael Cole, Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, Booker T, and Wade Barrett to add more personality to each match you play. We recently had Booker T and Wade Barrett in the studio, and they put in some serious voice work to bring all the readers of their commentary to WWE 2K26. Make sure to listen for iconic Booker T. No bread, no water, just meat line when you jump into the game. On top of the commentary, presentation improvements elevate every match to feel closer to a live WWE broadcast. Camera refinements include improved depth of field, reduced dead zones, and enhanced camera shakes. Visual effects can also be upgraded, including improved particle lighting and full screen VFX. Entries have become more interactive this year, giving player control over key gestures, taunts, and pyro moments, including multiple escalation levels that puts player in control of the intensity of a superstar's interest. So they're acting like they're saying that this year you'll be able to even control when you taunt, when the pyro goes off, and more. So that's gonna be insane. And it looked like they got the idea from AEW Fight Forever. I'm just saying, but that's gonna be insane. There's a lot to talk about, so keep coming back to Ringside Report. Still to come, and we'll cover updates and game modes and more. Stay tuned. So yeah, there were a lot there. Let me double back in my email to make sure there aren't any screenshots that they didn't show that are in here. Okay, I do got 2 screenshots of the Inferno match that have not been shown. One of them was shown online. I'm gonna be honest, the graphics look a little funky right there. But that's the Fiend. May just be a bad screenshot. Here's another one with the Fiend getting RKO with Randy Orton. So I do want to say one other thing concerning this game before I be out, and that is that I do feel like that the game's graphics is better than what I initially thought. It's not like extreme change, especially with the older models, but more so a more sharpness to it, a minor update, not like anything that crazy. And it seemed like the newer models look even better, but you know, the older models not so much, like the Kane and Undertaker, for example. So with that being said, I'm gonna end it there. Thank you guys for watching another long breakdown. We still got plenty more to come in the months to come. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, I'd love to have you as an A-lister right here on the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next video. I'm out of here. Peace.